In the quarterly Hebrews, the message in this last days, the message of Hebrews. And the memory verse this week is from Hebrews 1 through 3. In the past, God spoke to our forefathers through the prophets at many times in various ways. But in these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, and through whom he made the universe. The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word. And then the first paragraph of the lesson reads, right after Adam and Eve sinned, God promised them a seed, a son, who would deliver them from the enemy, recover the inheritance that had been lost, and fulfill the purpose for which they had been created. This son would both represent and redeem them by taking their place and ultimately by destroying the serpent. What is the significance of the Genesis 3:15 promise? The promise of the seed that will crush the serpent's head. In addition, obviously, to the promise that we will be saved through him, what's the significance of that promise when we read Scripture? It becomes a lens to understand why the Bible writers focus where the Bible writers do in the channel of human history. The channel of human history that the Bible takes is the channel of the coming Messiah. This is why we don't have written about the Aztecs or the Chinese in Scripture, because Messiah was coming through Abraham's descendants, and not all of Abraham's descendants. We don't focus on Esau's descendants or Ishmael's descendants. We focus on Jacob's. And ultimately, we narrow it all the way down to the tribe of Judah by the time Jesus comes. The whole focus of the Old Testament is this fulfillment of the promise of the coming Messiah. That's the whole focus. And then when you understand that, then you can understand what's happening. Satan is working to stop it. God is working to keep it open. This is the battle. This is the focus. Promised Messiah. And without Jesus, nobody's saved on earth. It's only because of Jesus that any human being is saved. The species human is saved in Jesus, in addition to individual humans. But this also helps us understand after Jesus comes, after his victory, after his death, after his resurrection, after his ascension, where does the Bible focus? The Bible no longer focuses on genetic descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob after this. After this, the Bible focuses on those who carry the gospel message of Jesus. It shifts its focus from the genetic descendants to the gospel messengers. They may be genetic descendants like Paul, but they may not be genetic descendants. And you see this in Bible prophecy. Bible prophecy that extends past Jesus focuses on the conflict between those carrying the gospel and Satan working to oppose the gospel. That's why, again, Bible prophecy doesn't take us into what's happening in the North American Indians. Okay? It keeps us focused on where the gospel. That's why it focuses so much in Europe, because this is where the gospel ended up spreading from. And this is where the counterfeit gospel was rising up to misrepresent the gospel. This is the focus of Scripture. It's always on Christ and the good news that Christ brings. That is the focus. With that lens, it kind of helps clarify a lot of things as we look in Scripture.